Let us see about the oral cavity. The oral cavity consists of two parts, vestibule and oral cavity proper. The vestibule is a part of oral cavity which is bounded externally by lips and cheek, and posteriorly it is bounded by the teeth and the gum. What is important, that whole vestibule is lined by mucous membrane, and the roof and the floor is formed by reflection of mucous membrane from lip and cheek to gum. As we know, the whole vestibule is lined by mucous membrane. There is two folds of mucous membrane in the median plane connecting lips to the gum. They are called frenulum. So there are two frenulum, one for upper lip and one for lower lip. And these frenulum, they are nothing but the fold of mucous membrane connecting upper lip and lower lip respectively to the gum. Now, apart from the frenulum, the very important point regarding vestibule, that the duct of parotid salivary gland get opened into the vestibule of mouth, and the vestibule, the duct of parotid gland opens on the summit of papilla opposite to the crown of upper second molar tooth. This point is very, very important, that it duct open on the summit papilla opposite to the crown of upper second molar tooth. The second part is oral cavity proper. The oral cavity proper is situated behind teeth and gum, and it is bounded anteriorly by alveolar arch, teeth and the gum, and posteriorly it communicates to the cavity of oropharynx. Here is the cavity of oropharynx through what is called as oropharyngeal isthmus. Now, if you look at the boundaries of this oral cavity proper, in front and the side it is bounded by alveolar arch, teeth and the gum. Posteriorly, as we know, it communicates to the cavity of oropharynx, and the roof is formed by this portion of palate, soft palate. This portion is soft palate, and here is the hard palate. The whole structure is representing palate. Palate having soft palate, the hard palate, and the roof is formed by of oral cavity proper formed by soft palate, and the floor is formed by dorsal surface of tongue. Now, there is communication between vestibule and oral cavity, and vestibule and outside. The communication, if you look at the communication, the vestibule communicates to the outside through the oral aperture. And the oral aperture is nothing but the gap between the upper lip and the lower lip. Vestibule also communicates to the oral cavity proper through a foramen, or opening rather than foramen, opening which is situated behind third molar tooth. And when the teeth are occluded, but when the teeth are open, then it communicates freely to the oral cavity proper through a gap between upper and lower teeth. Now look at this oropharyngeal isthmus. The oropharyngeal isthmus, through which the oral cavity proper communicates to the cavity of oropharynx, and it is bounded by soft palate above, dorsal surface of tongue below, and on each side it is bounded by palatoglossal arch. Palatoglossal arch. And this palatoglossal arch, I am running this probe along the palatoglossal, as the name indicates, right from the soft palate to tongue. palatoglossal arch. And this palatoglossal arch is nothing but palatoglossal fold of mucous membrane extending right from soft palate to the tongue is called palatoglossal fold, and this palatoglossal fold containing fibers of palatoglossus muscle. The palatoglossus muscle and the palatoglossal fold together forming what is called as palatoglossal arch. So I am writing this finger. Mucous membrane, fold of mucous membrane is palatoglossal fold, and it contains fibers of palatoglossus muscle, and these two together forming what is called as palatoglossal arch. Now look at this sublingual region. As the name indicates, it is the space between, or a region between the tongue and the floor of mouth. The floor of mouth is covered by mucous membrane, and under surface, the inferior surface of tongue, there is median fold of mucous membrane called frenulum of tongue. I can draw like this. The inferior surface of tongue is here, and in the median plane there is median fold of mucous membrane called and this frenulum is connecting tongue to the floor of mouth. On each side of lower end of frenulum there is elevation, and on the summit of this elevation the duct of submandibular salivary gland get open. Now running laterally from this elevation, like this, running laterally, a fold is there. This fold of mucous membrane lies over the sublingual salivary gland. You may call it as sublingual fold. And on the upper line of this, the duct of submandibular gland get open. Now this papilla by the side of lower end of frenulum is called sublingual papilla. Point to be remembered, this is named as sublingual papilla, but on the summit of this submandibular duct is open. And the sublingual fold running laterally from sublingual papilla, like that I am in my finger, is sublingual fold which overlies sublingual salivary gland. On the upper margin of it, the ducts of sublingual gland get open, and the number of sublingual gland 8 to 20 approx. Now look at this. Look at this lips. The next topic is lips. Lips is nothing but the thick movable fold which bounds oral fissure. Here it is. The two lips are upper lip and lower lip. Now upper lip in the median plane just above upper lip, extending towards nose. In the median plane, shallow groove is there called filter, and the mucocutaneous junction, here I am running my finger, mucocutaneous junction is called as Vermilion border, and the reddish color of lip is called as vermilion zone. Look at this cheek. Cheek is a part of face which extends right from the angle of mouth to anterior border of masseter muscle. And the gum. The gum is nothing but the soft tissue covering alveolar processes as well as the neck of teeth. That is all about the oral cavity. Thank you very much.